We're a little behind, but we're excited to have your input on another episode of Friday Fabulous Florida.
It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
We start in Marion County, Florida. This is at the Quick King gas station, everybody. That's a great backdrop for something weird to happen.
Get your Powerball tickets.
It's there in Ocala on Northeast 36th Avenue. John can tell you where that is if you need it. Florida woman arrested. She threw a sausage and a Coke can at the gas station cashier.
Wow.
There at the Quick King. Apparently,
the sausages are for. I'm just saying.
Deja Cobb is her name. And apparently, according to the cashier, and she has a lovely booking photo. I want to say it's a gorgeous smile. I'm really a little disappointed that Deja Cobb is apparently turned into someone who has embraced a life of lawlessness because her smile is quite gorgeous.
Yeah.
But anyway, the cashier says that the whole thing started when she confronted the cashier, saying that she could have handled her two transactions at once instead of taking them separately. Really? That's what they were arguing about? God,
that's the problem?
Culture is absolutely on edge. That's when the two reportedly turned into shouting racial slurs at one another. Oh, that's great. I mean, it's, whenever you can get right to the racial slurs, that just ups the ante, And then that's when Cobb grabbed a sausage from the hot tray and the tongs and hurled them both, sausage and tongs, at the cashier.
There's a reason that this place is fun.
That's not a projectile, no.
The sausage hit the cashier in the right wrist and the tongs in the right leg.
Ow.
Cobb then left the store.
Good day, sir.
Right, well.
What happened to I thought she threw a Coke can at the person, too.
It's not over.
Oh.
She went outside and grabbed a sausage off the floor that had rolled out and threw it at Cobb's car. That was for the cashier who did that. Cobb then, angry that her car had been hit by this sausage, she retaliated by throwing the Coke in the can that she had just purchased. And the same sausage that had hit her car, she picked it up and threw it at the cashier. Does everybody have a clean visual on this? I think they do.
I'm seeing hot dogs flying.
The soda can hit the counter and the cashier, and she was arrested. And as I say, she's so pretty. Man.
This reminds me of a daily, barbecue, like a daily family barbecue.
People, it disintegrates into people throwing sausages at each other. Wow. Well, that's the story there. The woman who was driving a patrol car that wasn't really a patrol car, she's under arrest. She
like a fake cop car?
Yeah, exactly. She styled out her car to look like a Florida trooper vehicle. And while conducting a traffic stop in northwest Miami-Dade, two Florida Highway Patrol troopers say they saw a black and tan Dodge Charger with a light bar on its roof traveling north on State Route 826.
Ooh, it's a wild idea, but it just might work.
You've gone to a lot of expense to make this happen. What does it say on the side?
It says
FSO guard.
FSO guard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Florida State something. And they have a little insignia there next to it resembling a police department badge. Well, that is illegal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Troopers quickly finished their traffic stop. They got in the car and they pulled over the 28-year-old who was driving this car. It was a woman. Usually guys like to take the Crown Vics and they dress them up. And, the old cop cars are oftentimes, they were purchased by dudes. But this is a woman who had it. When questioned, the troopers say that the woman is from Hollywood, Florida, first said that her vehicle already had the trooper color scheme when she purchased it from a car auction. But after the troopers told her that FHP doesn't sell any of its used units with the same color scheme, she then said that she had her North Miami-based security company vehicle wrapped in black and tan because she had seen FHP's patrol units and fell in love with the color scheme. Yeah. Well, she can fall in love with the color scheme from prison. She was arrested, accused of operating a motor vehicle with no registration. Oh, it got worse. So,
Did they take her car, their car, or her car? Like, how did they get to the jail?
yeah. Should we
We've
take
been
yours?
looking for it. We'll impound it and put it as part of the fleet.
Oh, too good. Former Illinois police chief caught shoplifting from the Walmart in our favorite Florida place, the Villages.
The police chief did it.
Previously on the Villages.
Corrupt police chief. It seems as old as time itself. A former cop from Illinois, now retired in the Villages, caught shoplifting from a Walmart. There he is, Christopher Rads. He was arrested and charged with larceny, petty theft for the incident. Apparently,
It looks like Kenny Rogers.
He does have a little Kenny Rogers pre-plastic surgery look. I agree with you.
Yeah.
The 59-year-old man spotted by a loss prevention officer. You know what do they used to call them?
Security guard?
Yeah, they called them. They're undercover. Whatever.
Right.
Loss prevention officer now is what they call them. And he's picking up several items from a display there at Walmart, putting them into a Walmart plastic bag, passing all the points of sale, and leaving without trying to pay for the items. Boy, in San Francisco, they just call that Monday. You know what I mean? That's not a big deal.
What the hell is going on in the United States of America?
Yeah, it's
He's
sort of
a
one of those things.
Is there a law that all police officers and police chiefs have to have facial hair?
It is preferred, I think.
Yeah.
I can't believe a police chief would do that. I mean, for what? You for a few dollars of free stuff? He knows the repercussions.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah. Repercussions is a ding word. You're right. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he might have. I don't know. I can't get into his head. I can't. The head of a criminal is so filled with these thoughts.
I'm surprised he didn't claim that he was doing research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how secure it was.
The news, they went, of course, to his old employer. The news surrounding his arrest is something I'm surprised to hear. It's out of character for Chris.
It's the
I
water
worked with
at
him
the
for more than a
Villages.
decade. The actions described in the media are not representative of who we know him to be.
It was wrong, it was stupid, and I'm trying to be a better person.
Yeah, exactly.
Who you thought he was.
It's a Florida woman is arrested after a 7-year-old child calls 911 to report her drug overdose.
Wow.
The drug overdose of this is awful. This is Sumterville, Florida. But it's weird how things happen. Florida woman arrested. Child neglect charges were the charges she's ultimately facing. She overdosed in the same house as the two children who could have had access to a syringe, according to authorities. Candace Alderman arrested and charged with 2 counts of child neglect. Remains unclear if the 2 children at Alderman's home were her own. She was reported as the caretaker and direct guardian of them. When the deputies got there, the 39-year-old woman was unresponsive. She was not breathing normally, difficult to wake up, did not become responsive until a deputy, executed the sternum rubs and assisted her out of bed. When she regained consciousness, she was escorted outside, and they began medical treatment. The bedroom was filled with, syringes and right there on the nightstand, all that stuff, easily accessible to both children.
How long before her kids enter the criminal justice system, become new Florida men?
Yeah, exactly.
Sad.
You're right.
That's so sad.
It really is. It really is. Sometimes it goes the other way, though, John. You can grow up in that environment. And you go, I want no part of it.
Right.
See my positive spin? It's a new mark.
You sound
It's
like
a new
Kim
mark.
now.
Yeah.
We don't like that. It's positivity.
Florida man said that he'll help Satan kill
There
the
we go.
sheriff's helicopter crew.
Here we go.
Yeah,
now we're
that's
talking Florida. Yeah.
Wild idea, but it just might work.
Well, a man who was previously arrested for threatening to shoot down a sheriff's office helicopter was arrested again after lurking around the hangar and making disturbing statements to the crew. He really was following through on it. The threats and statements made this time were a step further than the large sign and vulgar language that he has used before. He's taking his game up a notch. Over the weekend, 59-year-old Robert Money, he doesn't have the great. We have a mugshot of him right now. He looks like a guy who might be up to no good. But
I love the no shirt mugshot too.
Yeah, I was gonna say why is he nude? Usually they have the striped shirt on the guy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's like an intern. He's like a skinhead intern. It's like his first day.
Yeah, it could be part of a skinhead program. You're right. It's like, thank you. It's like a starter program for skinheads.
Yeah, he's looking for a razor. Step 2.
He wanted everybody to see in his booking photo how jacked he is.
Before he gets the tats.
Over the weekend, the 59-year-old again was charged with 3 counts of aggravated stalking, they call it, of the Air One crew from Volusia County Sheriff's Office. While making the threat of the devil is going to kill you and I'm going to help, those were literally his words.
Wow.
He was repeatedly screaming at crew members, accusing them of being evil and giving him concussions when they fly over his home. Apparently, he lives close to the hangar. He is known to that group, and I guess he's now taken his intimidation to another level. The crew is calling it a really disturbing thing. They call it emotional. It produced emotional distress in them, and so he's now in custody. A Florida woman. What?
Steve says, "No shoes, no shirt, no Satan."
That's yeah, Satan not wanted here.
Yeah, maybe that's Satan's dress code. He's like, lose the clothes.
Yeah,
it's going to be hot.
It feels on
really
brand.
hot.
Feels very on brand for Satan. A Florida woman breezes past the Walmart checkout because she thought the guard was trying to holler at her, she says.
It's a wild idea, but it just might work.
Yeah. So she's taken a page out of the former sheriff or police chief's book when it comes to Walmart purchases. This is in Marion County, Florida. We're showing you this woman now. Again, really pretty. What's going on with you pretty people? Step up your game. She was arrested for leaving Walmart without paying for her items because she thought that the security guard was trying to, quote, holler at her.
That's what they do when you're stealing stuff.
Yeah.
When you're just so hot and you're, going through the self-checkout, she's dealt with this so many times. It's really difficult.
I don't know exactly what happened, but she is saying that her excuse, which I think is a little bit thin, involved yelling back and forth at the security guard. Surveillance footage shows that she was walking around the store for about 3 hours. Wow, 3 hours at a Walmart that's like prison time to me.
Yeah.
Before walking into the tire center, she passed several cash registers and left the store. As she was walking toward the exit, the asset protection specialist,
whoop, whoop.
Store detective is the words I was looking for before.
That's
what they called them. They used to call them store detectives.
I'm a store detective.
Yeah.
Mark Thompson, store
Ask you a couple of questions, store detective. Asset protection specialist tried to talk to her, telling her several times to go back inside. They gave her a chance.
Oh, wow. They don't
she
usually
was
do that.
Mirandized, which I suppose would be a ding word.
Stealing, is that your final answer? No.
She told deputies the security guard started talking to her, but she thought he was trying to holler, so she ran out of the store. That's the reason she didn't pay for stuff. Well, it's a story, but I think it's kind of a thin story. Now we close Florida with this from Jacksonville. The announcing. Are we going to run this, Albert? Albert?
I'm lining it up. Sorry, I'm like.
No, I'm just. But we are going to run it, right? So this is this is the announcement on Jacksonville television that there has been $1 million jackpot winner.
A Jacksonville man just won $1 million jackpot from a scratch-off where he bought the winning ticket.
What is great to me about this is the other anchor.
Jackpot from a scratch-off.
Show it to him again. He's brilliant. The other
just won $1 million jackpot from a scratch-off.
Like, huh?
I feel that there's a drop there, probably.
Jacksonville man just won $1 million jackpot from a scratch off.
He's thinking, where can I get this?
$1 million jack-off.
Wow, really?
That's a really expensive one.
What is the competition for the favorite so far in the chat? Let me just review. Review all of the stories. We don't like to pick a favorite. We don't want to pick a favorite. The bylaws of the show require that we pick a favorite. Florida woman with the sausage tossing, remember? And the the Coke can, the sausage, the back and forth. The Florida woman also. I mean, I like that there were a lot of misbehaving women in today's Florida.
Yeah,
Florida woman charged with driving what looks like a highway patrol car. She had a story, then she changed her story.
Yeah.
The former Illinois cop, he's a police chief, caught shoplifting from Walmart in the Villages. The Florida woman arrested after her 7-year-old called 911 to report her drug overdose. The Florida Florida man says he'll help Satan kill the sheriff's helicopter crew.
That's a pretty good one, yeah.
The Florida woman who breezes into Walmart, hangs out for 3 hours, and breezes out of Walmart without paying for anything. And finally, the Florida news anchor that said a man won the $1 million. What? What is your? What's leading in the chat, Albert?
I'm still setting it up, so
okay.
Give me a couple.
What will be the competition?
I have sausage party, former police chief, and woman steal from stores. What's another one? Maybe the $1 million what?
Okay. Good. Yeah. So that's what's in the chat. You can vote for your favorite. And if you're watching in replay, let us know what you vote, what your favorite is. Again, the bylaws of the show require it. We have to keep, we're quite meticulous about what those votes are. Now, John, if you could let me know what you feel is your favorite of the group that we just heard.
I'm partial to the $1 million jack-off. That's just because I sent that in. But I think I have to go with sausage toss.
Sausage toss, sure.
If I had to option one of these for, a production, it would be the sausage toss. Yeah.
Let me get my credibility glasses. These are my backup credibility glasses. Let me see. Satan helicopter guy, though he's lacking a lot of face tattoos, says Jim. It's true. Yeah,
it's like an incomplete Halloween costume. He didn't go all the way.
Jack-off Lotto, sausage, Satan, says William Lundgren. Jack-off versus sausage war is a tough one. I agree. Commentator is right. This is a tough one. Satan Chopper, says Tom. How about you, Kim? What do you think is your favorite?
It's very difficult because
Kim, how are you?
I think that sausage toss has a lot of promise. I feel like the helicopter Satan is very, very Florida. But as a news person, I have to go with the flub because it's everyone's worst nightmare. Although I don't think it's specifically Florida, I think I have to go with the anchor person. So I'm going to say
great, the
$1 million what? Yeah, I'm going for that one.
Albert, what is leading now in the poll, please?
I'm having trouble with the polls. For some reason, YouTube isn't letting me post the poll, but we got a lot of votes. I have Michael Shore's vote too. He's voting for, actually, this is also my vote, shoplifting in the Villages, because
the Villages.
I love that we have a whole bunch of crime happening in the Villages. We had some guys selling some fake ED pills last week too.
That's right. That's
I'm looking for. I might add that to my algorithm into the Florida
series.
Story research.
It is. It's an upcoming series.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have hanging chads there? This is Florida after all.
Yeah.
I think it's a. I'm
guessing it's a hand count the ballots now.
I'm guessing it's a right-leaning community, but I don't really know. In any case, apparently there's lawlessness on a level that we weren't aware of. The Villages, they're not what they used to be.
And just looking at the comment section right now, it looks like a lot of sausage from both the news anchor and the actual fight in the voting here.
I feel like Satan Chopper has promise, but the script is weak. It needs work.
$1 million Jago versus sausage toss seems like they share the same category. That's from
they all look like the same vote right now, to be honest.
Yeah. I do think for just pure slapstick fun, where nobody really got hurt, I love a good sausage toss plus a Coke can thrown in.
Like you could hear the music in the background.
You heard the Benny Hill music? Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. That's Friday Fabulous Florida for today.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now here.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.